What's the real story behind Dusty Hill's iconic beard? And what did he want written on his tombstone? This rock and roller from Texas lived quite the life, and this is his sharp-dressed true story. Dusty Hill and his musical co-pilot Billy Gibbons have often been mistaken for each other thanks to their epically long beards. In addition to their physical resemblance, they're also known for busting out similar basic dance moves on stage, but you can rest assured that they are in fact two different people. After all, Hill got his start playing music in the 60s, and his style made him a bit of an outsider in his native Texas. He played with a band called the American Blues, and the members sported long blue hair, which wasn't something you typically saw in the Lone Star State at the time. As he told The Guardian, "I got probably less shit about having blue hair than about having long hair because I believe they thought I was crazy. But however much crap you got about it, you got tenfold back in experience because there's so much music down there." Hill's hair wasn't the only thing that made him stand out. His mother was a fan of the blues, and Dusty followed suit, which set him apart from other white kids. When he shared his musical taste with his friends, their parents didn't exactly approve, which surprised Hill because he thought everyone listened to that kind of music. Texans are known for their love of firearms. In fact, according to Statista, in 2021, the state had the highest number of registered weapons in America, with 1,006,555 firearms. Perhaps unsurprisingly then, Dusty Hill also had a penchant for firearms, and he was even involved in an incident in 1984 in which he accidentally shot himself. After his girlfriend took off one of his boots, a Derringer handgun dropped out and accidentally discharged. The bullet hit Hill in the abdomen. He was admitted to Houston Memorial City Hospital, and doctors were able to take care of him before the bullet caused too much damage to his internal organs. Hill was embarrassed by the incident, so he couldn't quite believe that he ever did something so stupid. During a 2014 interview with Classic Rock magazine, he admitted, "I didn't really feel anything at the time. All I knew is that I had to get myself to a hospital straight away, so I got in the car and drove there. It was only when I arrived at the hospital that the seriousness of what I'd done hit me, and I went into shock." Before Dusty Hill became a bassist, he was a singer. He started performing for money when he was just 8 years old. Then, in his early teens, he was in a band with his brother who played guitar. They also had a drummer, but they lacked a bass player, so Dusty's brother suggested that he pick up the instrument, though it wasn't a very auspicious beginning. As he recalled in a 2016 interview, "It wasn't very good, but I kind of learned how to play on stage and whatnot, and embarrassment is a great motivator. If you don't play well, standing up there with lights on it really stands out, so it behooves you to get your shit up pretty quick." Hill became known for his minimalist style of playing, and he both loved and hated that people sometimes don't even notice the bass in music. According to him, "That's a compliment. That means you filled in everything and it's right for the song, and you're not standing out where you don't need to be." Hill had even more to say in a 2000 interview when he called his sound, quote, "big, heavy, and a bit distorted," and compared it to farting in a trash can. Hill hated going to school as a child, and his grades were terrible as he admitted to louder sound in 2010. He was just 13 years old when he started performing in local bars, and school stood in the way of his music, which the budding musician resented. However, he wasn't completely opposed to the institution. As he recalled, "I wasn't a total loss academically. I loved history, and that's something I've kept up an interest in." Hill wasn't exactly proud of his own lack of academic achievements, but he has admitted that he had, quote, "immense pride for ZZ Top, his wife, and his family, and he enjoyed sharing his life with those he was close to." That said, it seemed like he wanted his family to take a different path than he did. In an interview with the Charlotte Observer, he revealed that his daughter, Charity Hill, enjoyed playing the keyboard, but instead of pursuing a music career like her father, she chose to focus on academics and go to law school. It's not uncommon for musicians to dabble in acting, and the members of ZZ Top were no exception. Dusty Hill and his bandmates have appeared in several TV shows and films over the course of their career, including the likes of 2.5 Men, King of the Hill, and The Drew Carey Show. And perhaps their most notable appearance was the sci-fi adventure sequel Back to the Future Part 3 in 1990. In the movie, the three members of ZZ Top appeared as a band playing at a festival in an Old West frontier town. Their names don't appear in the closing credits, but they were nevertheless unmistakably recognizable with their signature facial hair. Then, from 2009 to 2015, Hill and Billy Gibbons hosted several WWE Raw episodes on Monday nights. However, it was Gibbons who really got to show off his acting chops as he played Angela's father on the Fox series Bones, and he was so convincing that people reportedly thought he was the actress Michaela Conlin's actual father. In 1976, ZZ Top decided to take a break that wound up becoming a 3-year hiatus. By that time, the band had released 3 gold records and gone on several arena tours. The main reason why they shut down was because drummer Frank Beard was struggling with substance abuse. Furthermore, they were exhausted from touring so much, so taking some time off just made sense. Instead of remaining completely idle during this period, Dusty Hill got a job at Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. As he admitted in an interview with Ultimate Classic Rock, "I just wanted to feel normal. I've been a singer since I was 8, and I've been a musician since I was 13, and pretty much on the road since I was 14. Hill felt that he needed to ground himself, and the airport job was the opportunity for him to do so. As he put it, "I did not want other people to think that I thought I was full of myself, but the main thing is that I didn't want to start feeling full of myself." At that point in his life, Hill's beard hadn't yet grown to its full iconic length, so it wasn't too hard for him to blend in. And when someone did recognize him, he simply denied who he was. ZZ Top is one of the world's most visually recognizable bands, thanks largely to their glorious facial hair. Ironically enough, drummer Frank Beard is the only member of the core trio who doesn't sport a beard. So what's the story behind all that facial hair? During ZZ Top's early days, Hill had a more regular length beard. And then when the band went on hiatus between 1976 and 1979, they all went their separate ways. Hill and Billy Gibbons didn't see each other for about 15 months, while the former was in Mexico and the latter was in Europe. Hill spent a lot of time in a small fishing village without electricity, so he decided to stop trimming his beard.
Dusty said, "Well, I'm going fishing."
As Hill recalled during an interview with Hot Press, "I said to hell with trimming my beard. I mean, what for? And I came back and my beard was getting rather long, and Billy's was too. I definitely didn't think it would turn into a look." Despite the lack of planning, the beards eventually became the band's signature look, and it remained that way even after Hill's death in 2021 as the group's guitar tech Elwood Francis took over as bassist. He decided to grow a beard himself during the COVID-19 pandemic, and after lockdown, the band was pleasantly surprised by Francis's transformation. The new look also delighted fans, and in an interview with Variety, Billy Gibbons said of one show, "Everybody was just kind of giving each other the elbow, and they were pointing up and said, 'Look, the ZZ Top circus still rolls on. There's another freak up there.'" There aren't that many bands that stay together for decades without breaking up or swapping out members, but ZZ Top managed to make new music and tour regularly for over 50 years without any significant drama. With the exception of a 3-year hiatus in the 70s, they were thick as thieves and close friends for half a century, all the way until Dusty Hill's death in 2021. According to Hill, the band was frequently asked how they were able to maintain such a relationship over the years. As he revealed to the Charlotte Observer in 2015, "We got separate tour buses early on when we probably couldn't afford them. That way, we were always glad to see each other when we got to the next city."
Well, it went on and on, swear it went.
Hill also told Louder Sound in 2010 that he and his bandmates simply liked playing music together and performing on stage. They had things in common that bonded them together, but they also had differences that allowed them to have their own individual lives. As he put it, "After all this time, we all know what winds up the others and what makes them the people they are." Some people ignore their own mortality, while others ponder what might happen to them and their loved ones when they die. When Dusty Hill was asked by a journalist what he would like to have written on his tombstone, he wasn't taken aback by the question. In 2010, when he was 61 years old, he told Louder Sound, "It may sound morose, but you never get younger. I've come up with some ideas for my tombstone and then rejected them all." Hill recalled seeing a grave in the Boot Hill Cemetery that read, "Here lies Lester Moore, 4 slugs from a 44, no less, no more." The musician was amused by that inscription, but he'd yet to make a final decision for his own epitaph. Over the years, he battled health issues involving his hip and shoulders and had some ulcers, before ultimately dying in his sleep in July 2021 at the age of 72.
Seeing them in concert back in the 90s, it's sad to see them.
I saw him in the 70s
Did
at
you
the
really?
Michigan State Fair.
Yeah, I love that song LaGrange, it's one of my favorites.
Well, I like Legs.
When news circulated about Dusty Hill's passing, some fans were probably concerned that ZZ Top would break up. After all, Hill was an integral part of the 3-piece band, so how could they go on without him? But not only did they continue to perform, they did so just 3 days after his death. This was all with Hill's permission, of course, as guitar tech Elwood Francis took his place on stage at the Tuscaloosa Amphitheater in Alabama on July 30th, 2021. After Hill's passing, Billy Gibbons told SiriusXM radio host Eddie Trunk, "As Dusty said upon his departure, let the show go on, and, with respect, we'll do well to get beyond this and honor his wishes." Hill had experienced some health issues in the years leading up to his death, and he wanted Francis to carry the torch for him. As Gibbons also revealed, Dusty emphatically grabbed my arm and said, "Give Elwood the bottom end and take it to the top." He meant it, amigo, he really did. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more grunge videos about your favorite musicians are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.